Hey, what's going on? Hunter here. I'm one of the co-founders of Elite Loans, and I want to go ahead and show you why we make it unreasonable to not close 30 loans in 180 days with AI. Now, if you're somebody who is looking to scale past their current book of business, this video is for you. If you're a mortgage broker, originator, branch manager looking to help your team kind of grow their own production, this video is for you. If you're somebody that is knows how to scale but is struggling quarter after quarter, month after month to actually scale, this video is also for you. Okay. If you want to be doing $27,000 in a month, $47,000 in a month, you want to send me a big fat message saying, hey, I decided I was looking at 10 other lead generators before I decided to go with you, and thank God I did. Or if you want to do $36,000 in a month, $25,000 in a month, there's a couple things that you're going to have to understand to even get close to those numbers. Okay. And the first thing is, I'm just going to shoot you that straight. This is from experience. Has nothing to do with just bias or just an idea in our heads. This comes from straight evidence, having 6 to 10 conversations a day, working with over 180 plus clients at one time, doing over $3 million a year. Just hear us out, okay? Watch till the end. You'll understand what exactly I mean and what exactly we're talking about and why this is so important for you. Okay, the first thing is more important now than ever before to get in front of as many people as possible to close as many loans or people as possible. Okay. I've seen applications. I've talked to loan officers who say rates are the biggest thing stopping them from growing their business. You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Yes, rates will make it harder, and I'm going to jump into that. But rates aren't the ultimate reason why you're not closing enough loans anymore. Okay. This is not 2020 or 2022 anymore. Rates are not 3%. Okay. Today's climate does not allow the simple flow of acquiring customers as it did 2-4 years ago. Okay. Back then, customers were flooding the gates, reaching out left and right, and a lot of originators were finding success in mortgage with ease until they didn't. Although today's market is making mortgage a bit unattractive, people are still buying homes, man. And I don't want to rub anybody the wrong way, but I've had so many conversations with LOs, and the ones that are having success are more customer acquisition focused, and the ones that are struggling in the market, the first thing they bring up, I swear on God, when we have that conversation, the first thing they bring up is rates. It's rates. It's realtors. They're getting out of the business. Dude, the thing is though, is like if that was ultimately true, nobody would be in mortgage. Problem is though, is I know loan officers closing over 30 to 70 loans a month, doing over from $5 million to $120 million a year. Even if you're closing one loan a month, you're a testament to the fact that people are still buying homes. Okay. Yes, it's harder now than ever before, but that just means it's more important now than ever before to focus on client acquisition. It's not as easy anymore. Your focus needs to be getting attention and data, and I will show you exactly how we do that for our clients, our partners. But that's one thing I need to get out of the way. Rates, the way rates are, the way the climate is today, definitely makes it harder. It's not as easy as it was in 2020, 2022, but it doesn't mean it's completely impossible. Okay. The next thing here is I don't have time, nor do I want to put my face out there. I'm just going to go ahead and just give you our perspective on this and the perspective of other successful LOs as well. We're just going to obliterate this to pieces. We respect everyone, and we are not in the business of forcing anybody to do things they don't want to do. However, whether you agree or disagree, your next generation of buyers are older and younger millennials. Okay. According to the National Association of Realtors, people from 25 to 35 years old make up majority of home purchases in today's market, and that number is growing. So your borrowers, sorry, are on social media. They're searching things up on Google, just like you may be. This is why you're watching this video. They're all over the internet. But you know who isn't all over the internet? You. You're not exactly where your buyers are. And your competition was going to be running laps around you when they use social media to get all the attention that you don't have. Okay? If you look at all the trillion-dollar companies, we're talking about Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Instagram, Microsoft, Alphabet. Alphabet is the parent company of Google, Tesla, Berkshire Hathaway. What do all these trillion-dollar companies have in common? Attention and data. Okay? Things you don't have, which could be the reason you're struggling to scale your mortgage business to $100,000 in profit is because you're not focused on client acquisition. You're trying to build a perfect scenario. Okay? This is where your focus should be, is grabbing the most attention and data, trying to funnel these people into a pipeline that's proven. XYZ, we'll go into it. That's one thing. If you don't want to put your face out there, totally get it. Don't do it. But just understand that your competition is going to be running laps around you, and the traditional way of doing mortgage is every single year getting pushed out of the way and getting more online. You might as well stop your fears from stopping the growth of your business. Okay. Ultimately, I don't want to rub anybody the wrong way, but it really comes down to just fear. You're scared to put yourself out there. You do not want to put the time in. Totally get it. Just know your competition. You're gonna go bankrupt. I mean, simple as that. The cost of doing this. The simple answer is this does not require thousands of dollars, nor does it require a 40-hour work week. So when we talk about this time, don't have the time and stuff like that, this does not take 40 hours, 60 hours a week. If you have the systems, the right infrastructures, and an A-plus team, you would barely even need $10,000, barely, to scale to $100,000 in cash collected. Okay? The last thing here was nothing was created by somebody who was satisfied. My mentor told this to me one time, and it literally pissed me off because it's so true. It's so true. Have you ever I'm like talking out loud here, talking to you, but have you ever wanted to help somebody get out of the position they were in? You're just like, hey, if you just make this little change here, if you make this little difference in your life, I think you'll find some more satisfaction and meaning in your life. And they're just like, I'm actually good with where I'm at. Like, thanks for the advice. I'm just, they're like, oh yeah, I understand. And then when they actually go out, they don't do anything that you said. Okay. Nobody changes their life because they're satisfied. Nobody. So if you're satisfied with where you're at and you like where your business is at, and even better, if you have originators under you, you're a branch manager and you're taking care of all these originators that have to put food on their own table, survive on their own, fund their own endeavors, and you're satisfied, but they're not satisfied. Hey man, you do you, but listen, if you're satisfied where you're at, this I would honestly close the video right here. And if you have a call book with us, just go ahead and cancel it because it's probably not going to be a good fit. We want to work with people who aren't satisfied, that are willing to put in the time, that are willing to put in the work necessary to create a successful mortgage business. If you want to do about $40,000 to $60,000 months, you need to have the ambition, time, and the dissatisfaction with where you're currently at to make that change. And I'll go in more detail. Sorry, I'm going a little bit too fast. But what are your other options? You could literally do nothing. That's an option. You could wake up, not do or change anything. Keep in mind, though, that even no action has consequences. No action has consequences. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Okay. So if you're dissatisfied with your business and you choose not to change anything about it, then expect to get the same results. Expect to get the same results. Okay. Cold calling. This is very common. This is absolutely so common. What's really interesting is when you talk to mortgage professionals or originators, they always talked to you with their own experience, their own bias. And I'm not, the only reason I say that is because I've had 6 to 12 conversations with originators every single day for about 6-month period. And I don't even need to be an originator to know what an originator's life looks like, just based off all these conversations. And cold calling is probably the most common thing I hear from everyone. So basically the point is you spend hours dialing to leads, realtors, and friends and family to generate some type of interest and business. Okay. This works to get your first book of business, which is great. Absolutely props. Good job. But this won't scale you to 30 loans a month. To scale, you're going to need leads, staff to call them, revenue to pay them, systems to set appointments, training available, daily team meetings, interviews, background checks. I mean, everything. Okay. Keep in mind, this is not even including the good or bad quality of leads or the quantity you have access to. Okay. Now, you could also utilize realtors. This is actually amazing. Okay. This is great for a lot of beginners And this is even better at higher levels. At higher levels, the more realtors you have, the more this client base you have, the more solid your business is in terms of its foundation. And so ultimately, it's a great source. It's actually a great source for business, and also realtor relationships is so great. It's such a great way to get business that every single originator on the planet Earth that ever joins a brokerage is taught what? To do the exact same thing. You're not the only person reaching out to realtors in your area and also trying to set up a time to meet up. Not only that, but when they send you business, they can also stop sending you business, leaving you and your business at the mercy of the realtor. And not only that, I mean, realtors come with their own personality, their own needs and wants. You're going to have to serve them because that's where the majority of your business comes from. Okay. They probably have preferred lenders. So you have to combat that. You're like, well, I know you got a preferred lender, but what can I do? You get what I'm saying? So that's one of your options for sure. Another one is using another agency. Using another agency or doing this on your own. Your success is not about me or Elite Loans. We help you. We help influence your success, but your success is on you, and it's your decision. Okay, whether that's with us, on your own, or with someone else. This is something you want to keep in mind. I just want to be your source of guidance. You don't have to do business with me. You don't have to. And I'm not here to sell you into that, man. We're really here to help people. We're here to guide people, and we're here to make money, ultimately. Make money with you guys as partners at XYZ, and I'll go into that at the end here, so pay attention. But the point is that there's something here that's really ironic. And this is something I think a lot of loan officers, originators don't actually know. According to Forbes, the one thing most marketing companies neglect, you'll never guess it, by the way, you will never guess it. The one thing most marketing companies neglect is their own marketing. Isn't that crazy? That's hilarious, because I mean, even we're subject to this criticism, of course. But what's really interesting is when you talk to a bunch of originators over and over again, they talk about bad experiences. They talk about getting with the bad companies. They promised this and delivered this, or they promised this, took my money and left, right? There's definitely some bad apples out here. So when you're looking for a company, keep this in mind. You want to look at their marketing. Is it bland? Is it ridiculous offers like get 120 leads or whatever in like 2 seconds? Ridiculous offers. Is it almost, and the frame of mind I like to use, is it too good to be true? Okay. Number two is when you book with them, how do they nurture you? Because if they're nurturing you with no nurture, imagine what they're doing with your leads. Okay. So when you book with them, do they have any content available? Are they sending you any resources? Do they have any unique mechanisms that gives you that competitive edge? For us, that's AI. We have our AI dialer license, and I'll show you that later. So make sure to check that out because it's super cool. We did not have this last year, and it's probably the biggest difference for a lot of originators, especially our client base. Unique mechanisms. Do they have any? And also, the biggest thing, honestly, is their team solid? Solid meaning you hop on the phone. Do they sound confident in their own, in even what they're selling? Do they sound solid? Do they sound, reliable? Like, trust your intuition, definitely. And even with us, like if we call you and it sounds a little bit off, it could be our training. It could be how, one of our setters not having the best day. It could be, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, we're perfect and, we're the perfect company. We'll definitely make it unreasonable that you do not close 30 loans in 6 months. But in terms of having a discovery call or, on the closing call, whatever it may be, I'm not going to say that we're just going to be top notch and we're perfect, because that's what every other company says. And we're human just like you guys are. And so we're going to meet you halfway. We're going to be realistic about things. And so if you're looking to do this on your own, all in all, that's about the marketing agencies. If you're looking for a marketing agency to work with, run through this process. I guarantee you will have a much more risk-free scenario than if you did it. Okay. If you're looking to do this on your own, find a mentor. Please find a mentor with experience. I've spent almost over 30 grand on courses to help learn everything that we've done. And I have spent, since I was 17 years old, I've been marketing since I was 17. I worked in solar, real estate, and a mortgage for a very, very long time. So I've had to put in the time and the experience, and I've also had to buy the courses to help me build an actual solid business that works. Okay. So I really recommend finding a mentor, learn from someone who has done it before, and also, key point, be willing to pay for it. Okay. Usually the best information that really scales your business is behind a paywall. And as unfortunate as that is, it's true, because if that information was out to the public for free, everyone would be growing their business, but it's not. Okay. So be willing to pay for it. This will decrease the amount of risk you take doing this on your own and failing. Okay. When I first started without any courses, anything, absolutely failed. We were spending $200 a day, spent about 8 grand, got nothing from it. We got leads for sure, but they were unqualified. They didn't actually know what they were opting into. It was a mess. Okay. Then I got the mentors, the experience, and the courses, and I live, eat, and breathe marketing. I have all my confidence, conviction, all this. This is what we do. This is what we're good at. Okay. So this is how we get your business to over 100K cash in 6 months. I'm going to go into it. So bear with me here. I don't want to go in too much detail just because I don't want to bore you to death. Because as much as originators think it's just like get a lead, close the deal, money. It's not like that. It's way more complicated, because if it was that simple, everyone would be doing it. Everybody would be successful, but they're not. Okay. So, and you wouldn't be on this video. Just be straightforward. But the first thing of how we get a mortgage business to over 100K cash collected in 6 months is to focus on infrastructures. What exactly is the systems, the code, the SOPs? What is actually going on in the business? How do we turn attention into a lead, into an appointment profitably, to a closed loan, and then scaling this whole process up to build it up to $100,000 a month, right? First thing is we focus on lead flow. Okay. Without leads, your business is dead. Okay. Leads meaning, contact information for somebody interested in a mortgage. We're going to identify effective acquisition channels. We want to focus on client acquisition, whether it be Facebook or TikTok. These are the two platforms we use. TikTok preferably. We'll set these up and build them out for you using proven creatives, targeting, and optimization systems that for successful campaigns that have worked for us in the past. Okay. And if you haven't already, check out our Facebook group. It has a bunch of resources in there about our proven creatives targeting and just our success stories of our other clients as well. So keep that in mind. And then also leveraging past leads and organic content frameworks. Okay. Organic content, paid traffic are going to be your two ways of scaling your mortgage company as fast and quickly as possible. And we're going to help you do that. Okay. Our main goal is to get you in front of 1,000 people per day to see your offer, which is our proven metric, our minimum to start with our appointment flow infrastructure. Okay. Using a CRM that we already have built out and we can give you access to organize leads and initiate nurturing sequence for follow-up. Okay. So making sure we're immediately contacting them. We have our AI dialers. They sound human. They're AI. They sound like me. And what they do is they actually call the prospect within under 2 seconds and qualify, vet, and book the lead into the calendar. Okay. So instead of hiring somebody on salary or having these complicated systems and sales structures, we'll literally just have an AI that can qualify, ask all the right questions, and get you prepared with all the information you need to have the best conversation and the most seamless conversation, streamlined conversation with your potential prospect. Okay. Our goal is to secure 15 to 35 qualified appointments regularly. So every single month, at least minimum 15 to 30 qualified appointments. That means they must have the good credit, they must have the right income, they must be in the right area, have a good timeline, want to close ASAP, working with a realtor, whatever it may be. That is the whole point. Okay. Once we have that 15 qualified appointments on the calendar, we want to maximize closing percentages. We want to make sure we're pre-educating our prospects beforehand, because we want to make sure that these people know, like, and trust your company before they even speak to you. What's interesting is with most originators, your clients don't even know who you are, what you're about, until they hop on the appointment. Because that's when that's when you can build rapport, and that's when you start chit-chatting and getting into the details. Okay. So that's why organic content comes into real good play here, is being able to send them resources, get them to know, like, and trust you before they even hop on the appointment. We've seen show-up rates literally triple doing things like this. So, and we're going to build this all for you. We already know how this is all going to be structured for you. And so this is an infrastructure that we're going to build and manage and scale for you. Okay. Our goal is to close at least 3 to 5 loans per month at minimum 3 to 5 loans per month. And it depending on your resources. If you're looking to spend, If you've got a big mortgage brokerage and you're trying to add 30 to 40 loans a month on top of what you're currently doing, and you got a big budget, this can definitely jump a lot, even this 15 to 30 number. Okay, so depending on resources, minimum 3 to 5 loans per month closed. Okay, scaling this, we've already got a good proven system. How do we make more money? How do we scale this up to a new level, to new heights, to get to that 100K cash collected minimum? Okay, so our first thing is making scaling decisions based on analytics and not emotion. Emotions are out of the fucking scenery, and we've seen the two biggest things that most businesses need is creating more content to fuel more growth and lead generation, and then also hiring growth specialists for $3 a day that are pre-trained by us, pre-vetted, that will send DMs and cold calls on your behalf to realtors, your prospects, just to have an additional way of generating business that you and your team doesn't have to do. So your team doesn't have to send DMs for hours upon days. They don't have to cold call anymore. This is leverage. You want to grow a business, you want to pull the little lever to get the biggest result, which is going to be hiring growth specialists, that likes what we like to call them, for $3 an hour, that will take care of all that for you. Okay. Obviously, the goal here is to continuously scale, close more loans, and reinvest in successful strategies. Okay. So now that you have all this information, all of this is exactly how we scale companies. You will need to execute. If you have the idea, but you don't execute, you're just wishfully thinking. You're thinking wishfully. I wish I had a successful business. I wish I had 100K cash collected right now. Okay. This is where execution comes into play. And this is where we come in. This is where we execute. Now, our programs are super simple, super, super simple, but we're here to build an AI infrastructure into your business. Okay. So our major program that a lot of our clients are on is our Done With You. We call it the Elite Mortgage Marketing Program, where we build, manage, and support the infrastructures necessary to close 30 loans guaranteed in 6 months. We give you the code, we give you our AI license, we give you all the strategy and pre-call assets to make sure that when a lead comes through the door, they have the highest likelihood to convert to an appointment. And when they're in that appointment, they have the highest likelihood to close. Okay. Make sure they're qualified, timelines right, XYZ. Okay. Now, I know a lot of originators are curious. Well, if this works so well, why don't you do it yourself? Great question. Great question. Me personally, I like to play to my strengths, and I want you to play at your strengths. So if you're good at mortgage, be good at mortgage. If I'm good at marketing, I'm going to be good at marketing. Okay. Our biggest thing here is we don't partner with everybody. If we had a paper this, paper that, paper deal closed, call it a marketing fee, whatever you want to call it, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. And I think I make a lot more money doing that, and even just build and reinvest into the company to make our process even better. The problem is, though, is that most originators are not worthy. And I don't want to rub anyone the wrong way, so hear me out. It has nothing to do with the person. It's just from a business perspective. Most originators are not worthy of working with. And what does that mean? If you're Warren Buffett, you're an investor, and you're looking at, you have 100 businesses, Warren Buffett's not going to sign up with every single business, buy into every single business and expect an amazing outcome. He's going to find that one business that's worth the most. It's going to make the most sense. He's going to get the most ROI out of. And that's why our elite partnership program is only available to our partners. We will not do this to the public, and this is only available with people in our Done With You program. So after the 6 months and you're already at your 100K revenue, or if you're doing more than that, great. That's when we'll look at you and be like, okay, John, actually, you're really smart. Your team has a good attitude. You guys have been really consistent. You guys have communicated very, very well. And we're actually seeing really good success. So what I'd like to offer you is actually a percentage of sales, just a small percentage, and potentially owning a percentage of the business, so that we'll actually I'll take my own team and go actually into your business and run these structures for you and scale past beyond what you're currently doing. Okay. So we're just going to implement more advanced strategies and you get direct access to our 6-figure team. Okay. So that's that. And if you're somebody who's looking for a partnership program, or, this and this and that, the thing is it has nothing to do with anybody personally. But when I've heard it many times before, where they're like, well, I am looking to scale to 7 figures, and I'm actually really good at sales. And I've heard it before, man. I really have. and we've put them in front of 15 to 30 calls, and they fumble them all. Okay, so we will probably go bankrupt if we just did percentage of sales for every single person, because every single person doesn't have the same dreams, XYZ, and I'm not. That's just what it is. Okay, so this is our main program. This is what a lot of our clients are on, and this is what really gets someone off the ground into closing 30 loans a month. And then this program is more focused on scaling past 30 loans a month, doing about 40 to 70. Okay, so with that said, obviously the main goal here is to make it unreasonable to not close 30 loans a month consistently in 180 days with AI. If you already have a call booked with us, awesome. If you don't, there's going to be a thing below, I believe. So make sure to book that in. Book a call with us. See exactly what this will look like. See exactly what the onboarding process will look like. Every month, what happens, the investment, what does this all entail? What does it all cost? Go ahead and book that appointment. And our team will walk you through that, and make sure it's actually a good fit, because I don't want you spending a dime or a penny on anything that doesn't make sense. Sincerely. And last thing here is check out our Facebook group. Check out the resources we send you, because I don't want you hopping on the call if you're not familiar with us and you have no context of what we do. Okay. We want to save, we get a lot of calls every single day. And so we want to make sure that the calendar space available goes to people who are actually qualified. They know what we do. They have that context. They're familiar. And so please just soak up our content it's literally just educational purposes. Soak it up. So when you hop on the call, you are the absolute most prepared for that call. And our consultants may ask you questions on that call about the things that we've dropped. So make sure to take a look. Other than that, take care of yourselves, take care of your family. Everybody have a blessed day. Thank you for taking the time to check out this video and spend, the 26 minutes it looks like to watch this whole thing from beginning to end. And I'm really excited to see if we can actually start scaling your business, make you more money, fund your endeavors, and also take care of your originators, man. They work under you. They're important too. So that's something to keep in mind. Other than that, have a great rest of your day. My name's Hunter, one of the co-founders of Elite Loans, and we'll talk very soon. See you on the other side.